Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Look, I got a big mess. All right, it's not that big of a mess, but it is. If you watched whatever video it was on, we have gone through all the Harry Potter stuff that Jimmy wants, taking out the stuff that he wants to decorate with. We're probably going to downsize the amount of Harry Potter stuff that's going to be in that room just because his taste has changed a little bit. But we still have the dream of having a Harry Potter room, so it's just a matter of like getting rid of whatever I know I'm not going to keep, whatever I can buy readily, easily available in the future, and then pack away the stuff that's left over. So I thought I would just take you guys with me as I try to organize all this stuff. It's a lot of stuff. Sorry about that, but it is. We already had the 2 boxes, like I mentioned, that we already went through in there, and this is what's left over. I have one tote that doesn't have a lid, one cardboard box, a basket, and then another bucket thingy, all stuff that we have to deal with. So here we go. So now that intro is a little bit out of order because this is actually us going through these boxes in the dining room, Jim's office space. So ever since Valentine's Day, we've had this stuff up here. Ever since my birthday last year, it's been in the dining room. Then when we redid his space back in Valentine's Day, then we went ahead and put them on those chairs. Now, these are my favorite dining room chairs. I got them from IKEA. They're the Hexadol, I think Hemsdal, that we got on an as is section. We found an excellent deal. I love them. They're super comfortable. I'm not getting rid of them. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. But we've kind of set them up to be like a faux couch. So once we get all the Harry Potter stuff off, eventually after it's decorated and everything, we're going to like basically have that as a nice seating area that I can come and sit with him whenever I want to just hang out with him or whatever. So in the meantime, he's going to give me the green box that doesn't have a top. And I'm just going through it. A couple of things I'm calling out to him while he's repacking a garage sale box because we actually need the cardboard box. We trying to set up a box that we're going to keep the stuff in that he wants to decorate with. But you'll see it come in the office space with me. I mean, in the bedroom space with me in a few minutes. But he's basically taking 2 cardboard garage sale boxes that we made yesterday and condensing them into one. And then we're going to use the other one to put some Harry Potter stuff in. So if you can see, I had 3 totes on the chairs. The first one never had a top because it had tall things in it. The other 2 have lids on them, but over the course of the last few months, things just kept getting brought in here and put on top. I think I mentioned it in the beginning of the intro yesterday or the previous video, 2 previous videos ago. But basically every time we would find something around the house and say, put this in the dining room with the Harry Potter stuff, put this in the dining room with the Harry Potter stuff. So it ended up accumulating some things on top, which Jim didn't really mind because he covered it with his Nordic tapestry. But right now we're just going to take care of it, whatever it is. So he's taking all of these loose buckets and we're going to put them in on my bed. And then we're going to take whatever's loose, not in a bucket, and put it into that cardboard box. Okay? Now, if you have a collection that you love, or if your husband has a collection that you love, or if your child has a collection that you love, you can always pare it down if you need to. Maybe just if you downsize a room, maybe just display your favorite pieces or display a number, and then say every 2 or 3 months you could switch them out. Say if your child has a action figure collection, then you say, I'll let you display 3 every month, and you can switch them out every month, and it'll be like almost like getting a new display each time. Just to give you an idea of ways you can do it, because I have had lots of collections over the years, things that I have just not stopped collecting entirely, things that I have pared down my collections, and then things that I still have that just aren't out. But I have so many fun Harry Potter things. It just means so much to me. The stories, the movies, the books, the friendships that they create, the culture, the community of Harry Potter fans out there. It just means so much to me. So I definitely want to keep this stuff. Like I mentioned, wanting to have a Harry Potter room at some point. We may end up making our guest room into a Harry Potter guest room at some point, but we'll see. I get a nice four poster bed. Anyhow, I digress. So what I'm having Jimmy do is bring me one of these totes at a time. I'm going to go through them with him, and he's going to go pick out the things that he wants to keep in the office to decorate the office space with, and things that he doesn't want to keep. I was able to condense some pieces together. Like I said, these 3 boxes were sitting on this on these chairs, but they weren't all full. So that was another thing to consider, that we actually had room in them, but just things weren't getting put away properly. So we're basically going through the varieties of things. Basically, I got this. I'm sorry I say basically these days a lot. I have this cute tote bag that I got as a gift from one of all you lovely ladies that says just a Hogwarts girl, just a wizarding, just a muggle girl in the wizarding world. But basically, it's if you took the Journey and Harry Potter and merged them together, that song. It's on a bag, and what I decided to do is to put all those hand-painted signs that I had made for my party in there, to keep them organized together and safe. So that bag is in that box, and that's just one of those things that we're going to use to decorate with when we decorate, but right now it just has to be stored. Now, for my Harry Potter party, I was on the hunt for all of these black cauldrons, because there is a shop in Diagon Alley that sells cauldrons, and I was going to set up the cauldron shop, but I ended up using them for my plan was to always use them for chips and dips and stuff like that. So I did that, and now we're just trying to find a place to store them. In this box is the apothecary station, basically the potions lab. So I was like, ooh, the potions lab definitely will use the cauldron. That's what you use the cauldrons for in the wizarding world. So I decided to put all that together. And then I have Jim put it in the corner. He's moving the chairs down. So we have 4 white chairs with white legs. And then we have 1 white chair with beige legs, with wood tone legs. We were able to get the 5 of them, like I mentioned, really, really inexpensively on the at IKEA back in New York. And one of them was actually in the guest room. So we had him bring it back in after we moved the file cabinet. But now I'm having him move the chairs down, because I said, it looks like you were trying to space them on the wall. And he's like, yeah, I was trying to make them even. I said, however, I wanted them pushed up against the window so we can access that Filipino dresser easier. And he goes, oh, that makes perfect sense. So he ended up just moving it down. What I have stored under these chairs currently is all of that camping stuff that I mentioned in a previous video. Jim and I have been saving our cast iron and enamelware and stuff for camping. All the camping cookware is stored underneath all those chairs. Okay. That's what's there. So he's like, let me give you this last one and work on this last chair. So this last box is actually the one that he's going to get the most stuff out of. I think I remember that when we were organizing it back in February or January, I don't remember exactly which, we said that we would basically put whatever things that he might want into this box. Okay? There is a few more things in the other box that I'm going to go through on my bed here in a minute. But what he found out of here that he really wanted to use are the banners, the house banners that I got that were on everybody's doors. There is some plastic that looks like castle walls that my sister hung up for backdrops and everywhere. He's going to use that. He's going to take I have a Deathly Hallows lamp, just like a little decorative triangle lamp that I got at Target. Target has a lot of fun collectibles if you guys are interested. I actually have comprised the Harry Potter shopping haul video, which I'm going to share with you guys coming here soon, actually, believe it or not. And I know it's from a year ago, but it's about the how to resource the items, not necessarily just the items, okay? So he's picking out pretty much everything he wants, and then it's my turn to just try to repack everything back where it was. Jimmy wanted the owls. He wanted to keep the owls out because they're nature and they're animals, and he likes that. And he's got Sarah Jane there on the buffet. And he has Hedwig in the cage that we hung up in the hallway, and the spotted barn owl he'll get out of the bedroom when I'm done in there. So those are the things that he wanted to use for decorating. All right. Now he's just fixing it. I can't close this box. All right, let me fix it. You know how it goes sometimes. You move one thing and then you got to rearrange the whole box. It is what it is, but you don't need to watch me do that. Now, before we go into the office and finish going through the rest of the stuff, I wanted to show you just a quick scan of what we did. The shelf on the right, we ended up putting the 2 boxes of his decor and his ElfQuest collectibles in the front. And on the left, we ended up putting his garbage can with his books at the back. And then I'm showing you that I have the 2 blue Harry Potter boxes stacked on the right. And then the ceiling, the magical ceiling, is still there waiting to be hung up. And I can't wait to share that with you. That DIY will come the day that I show you how we hang the video, the ceiling, I guess. So now these buckets were actually the goodie bags for my party. The gray one was for the Ravenclaw, the black ones were for the Hufflepuffs, the red ones for the Gryffindors, and then I had one green one for my single Slytherin holdout. But what I've decided to do is like back and forth about what exactly I wanted to do, to be honest with you, because I have some generic birthday stuff that got left with the Harry Potter stuff just from my birthday. And then I have some specific signs, and there's the apothecary stuff, and then there's the owlry stuff. I just really didn't know how I wanted to organize it. I also have a bunch of generic Halloween stuff that I know that I was putting aside in case I wanted to use them to decorate with, but I never got around to it. And this way, we could just go ahead and put it back with Halloween stuff and it'll be okay. All right. I know you guys didn't really get to see my Dementor either, but I will share that with you sometime in the future, possibly, maybe around Halloween. We'll show you how to make a Dementor, okay? So this is the box that he brought in with the loosey-goosey stuff in it. We're going to end up using for all the things that he wants to decorate in his room with. But for right now, it's just a matter of like who goes where with what and how. And I couldn't get my head together. You guys, I've mentioned to you so many times that I'm either in an organized space or a creative space. And it's sometimes they can blend really well together and sometimes they just don't. And today was one of those days that they don't. I was feeling very creative and I just couldn't get like, what do I want to do here? Like, what is happening here? And that kind of thing. So if you are ever run into that same situation, I want you to know that you are not alone. I am not a professional, but I also get blocked with like, what do I want to accomplish? Like, what exactly is my goal? What exactly do I want to accomplish here? And sometimes I get stuck and I forget. And it's not about making the least amount of baskets. It's about storing things in their own home where they belong or such. Okay? But thank you for joining me. You guys are amazing. I honestly want to tell you throughout this series, I've been just so blessed to have all of you just with your words of encouragement and your words of motivation that you guys give me. You keep me going because you tell me how I keep you going. And hey, if we could be like Forrest and Bubba and lean against each other so we won't have to sleep with our heads in the mud, I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. So I've decided to go ahead and make this bucket just the generic birthday stuff. The big lobster bucket. I got it at Aldi. It was like, I don't know, $3.99 or something. And it's this big plastic tote that has Red Lobsters on it. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I don't like lobster. Ooh, yeah, I said it. But it was a nice bucket to have. And here I, here I am going crazy because I don't know what I want to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and just figure it out. Figure it out, Jerry. All right, let's put the birthday stuff in there. Let's put the floating candles in there. Um, so I have floating candles that fell off of the ceiling, the floating ceiling, uh, from time to time, like a couple, like every time we'd move it, maybe one would fall off or anything because we weren't very gentle with it once we were done using it. Um, so now it's time to tackle the big box. So first we're going to move the Dementor. He's kind of big. He's made with all Dollar Tree products, and I'll share him with you, like I said. And around Halloween, I think I'm going to share that video. And then just going to go through some things. Like I thought there was a lot more in there of individual items than there is. So there isn't, though. There's just a few tall things. I gave Jimmy the sign, the street sign, and I asked him to put it behind the ceiling, behind the boxes on the chairs for right now, until we decide if we're going to put that in the corner of the room like we wanted, or if he has changed his mind. He really doesn't even know just yet. So right now we're just going to leave that off to the side. The other thing I have here are the brooms that I made, and for the brooms for sale. I have this like little tote that my sister gave me. It's like a collapsible bin that actually looks like a Harry Potter trunk, and I have just a bunch of apothecary books and jars and bottles in there. And I've done this really cute like organizing thing that I'll share with you, I think, when we go to set it up. I'm not really sure. I can't remember if I shared it with you already, but I did these really cute, like, basically I took Dollar Tree books and the Dollar Tree little bottles and I made them all organized and pretty. That's all. Okay. So he decided he doesn't want any of that. And we're just going to go ahead and put the rest away. Try to figure out where the cover for this box is. Because I'm just going to start like loading it, and then I realize it's way too much stuff. And there's my shower curtain and my platform 9 3/4 sign. And then I got my brick wall from Sarah Jane. I have such beautiful friends. I love everybody so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've got this beautiful painting that I was gifted by Stacy. I'm pretty sure it was Stacy. I hope it was Stacy. It was Stacy, right? Stacy. It is like Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night, but it's actually going to Hogwarts. It's Hogwarts in the background. So it's just, I love it so much. And I said to Jim, I'm like, are we hanging this? And he's like, leave it on the top. I'm like, okay. As long as it doesn't get wrecked, I'll leave it on the top. So he's just so funny. He just doesn't know. He doesn't have an actual vision of what he wants to do. He said it's hard to see. It's hard for him to visualize why there's still stuff in the way. And I appreciate that. That's why we're going to leave this until we're all done with everything else. Okay? So here I am thinking that this is where I'm going to set it up. And where'd my cardboard box go? Oh, he decided to clean up. Thank you, Jim, for cleaning up. Why are you always cleaning up when I'm not asking you to? That is literally what I'm saying to him. I'm like, I'm asking him to do one thing and he's doing something else. And I'm like, where's my cardboard box? And he's like, I put it over here. I'm like, well, can I have it back? Thanks. I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to collectibles, I always keep their boxes, even if I have the collectible on display. There is just something, if you're a collector, in its original packaging will definitely get a higher return on your investment if you are buying things for investment purposes. Now, for some reason, I felt the urge to tuck these flaps in. It does take up less room, height-wise, if you're storing it, but it just didn't make any sense. I don't know why I did it. The flaps take up space inside the box, so why would you do that? I don't know. But we're basically going to put the things that we might decorate with in that box and put it off to the side. He's going to keep it in his room. And then we're just going to use the rest of the space to figure out where we're doing with everything? No, I'm kidding. We're all done. So the green box is going back into the office onto the chair next to the two stacked um, blue boxes. And then, of course, I have to drop that, but nothing fell out, so it's okay. And now it's just a matter of like actually finagling and figuring out where you want things to go. Jim's taking the plastic cups and he's putting them in the cabinet. Well, we have to wash them. And then we're going to put the paper cups in where our hot cups go by our coffee bar. So if you come and visit and you want a Marauder's Map cup to go, you can have it. Okay. Whew, I'll tell you, that's rough. Oh boy, that was fun. Okay, so we only got rid of a handful of things, but we basically put things back where they belonged. I knew that over the course of the last 8 or 9 months. Every time we would find something in a different room that was like thrown there from the party, we just would throw it with the Harry Potter stuff. So we were able to really neatly condense it. Like I said, got rid of some stuff, put some stuff in other storage. Downside, like not downsize, but like Jimmy took more things that he wanted to decorate with. So it's kind of good. Worked out really well. I've condensed 2 boxes, an overflowing box, and then stuff on the top of 2 boxes into just the 3 neat boxes. There is one cardboard box that is stuff that we want to decorate with when we go in ahead and redecorate. So there is that left over, but we basically took everything and condensed it down to 3 boxes. Now I probably could open all 3 boxes and organize them better to actually get it into 2 boxes. I will tell you the truth. And he said maybe we'll do that a little bit when we go to decorate, but right now he just wants to leave it. So that's where we're at. And I wanted to thank you so much for your love and support. You guys are amazing. Now, I know some of you have trouble with everything that I'm doing. I don't care. If you are interested in seeing any makeover, room makeover, downsizing, people letting go of their things, whatever you want to call it, in an entire room in 20 minutes, there's thousands of them on the channel, on the YouTubes. Go find one of them. I'm a person who likes to do it with you. I like to share all the process with you. If I have hiccups or bumps in the road, I like to share. So if you're interested in that, stick around. If you're not interested in that, you can go. I appreciate the support you've given me so far. But if this video isn't for you, there's plenty of videos that probably are for you on YouTube, okay? Because there's tens of thousands of videos. Actually, there's more than that. There's hundreds of thousands of videos. It's actually probably hundreds of thousands of channels. Alexa, how many channels are you on YouTube?
This might answer your question. T-Series has the most YouTube subscribers at 185 million.
It's not what I asked her, but that's okay. It's good information. So thank you. And as always, you guys take care. God bless. We'll see you next time. Bye.